Hello and welcome again, once again, to Season A, the platform where we speak with the power. Here, I told you in the last broadcast I will talk about what is happening in Chad. Well, here we are, courtesy of Africa Diaspora News Channel, Africa Diaspora News Channel, yes, ADNC. Philip Scott is the head, and great work they're doing. He's taking his news from other areas as well. What I want to do is to talk about, let's play the video, roll the tape here, where you will see how the French, how the Chadians are really making a very bold statement about the injustice going on and why they want France to leave their land, because France has looted from them long enough. And it's not only France, all the colonial powers are at it, and they are working together. And it is time that we Africans must work together. That's the only way we can put a stop to this oppression and this colonialism that is being covertly carried out on Africans within the African, on the African soil. Enough is enough. Now let's roll the tape. Here we go.
French Fire Largeau military compound where troops have been deployed to fight jihadists in West Africa's Sahel region. Paris diplomats reported that a French army medic shot and killed the Chadian soldier who...
So a French army medic shot and killed. So a medic shot and killed. You see, when they put the word France medic, all of that is to try and make, oh, he was trying to help. Nonsense. France is only trying to help France. It is time Africa begins to help Africans. And that's what we must do. France can go and help the French in France, not on African soil, not at the expense of Africans on African soil. That is what we must call out. Listen to what the Chadians are saying.
Reportedly attacked him, and then all these protests followed. A few more details now with this local journalist.
A French army soldier from the Bahrain mission killed a Chadian citizen at the Fire Largeau French...
Killed the Chadian citizen. Oh, medic. How do we know that it's actually that the Chadian man attacked the French medical person carrying a gun? It could very well be that he's the one who attacked and killed and made up this cock and bull story.
Military base. This unfortunate event took place at the infirmary on the base where
you see, they're trying to coach a Chadian to say things in a way that, oh, maybe, all this stuff. But there is a game plan. The French don't want to leave African soil. They want to continue to loot. We must wake up collectively and begin to hold and begin to encourage those, each and every citizen to play their part in their governance and begin to watch what they're doing and hold those who are looting to account. Because the ones who are looting are impoverishing our people in our own land. And enough is enough. 30% of the world's mineral resources is in Africa. We should not be poor. We need to confront this collectively. All for one and one for all.
the Chadian died after being shot. The locals went there and started protesting immediately with attempts to penetrate the base.
You see how they put it now? You see?
Locals say they no longer want the French presence in Chad.
Exactly. Now that bit agrees. No part of Africa wants any colonial because we now know their game. We know they're using economic warfare, terrorism, and funding of all these terrorist groups covertly, and destabilization of our mind using religion and everything else. And the economics that we're practicing is all designed to keep us in the same place. As said by Professor Howard Nicholas. Go look it up. Let's listen on.
The French need to leave.
Yes, they need to
All
leave.
All the time they've been here,
yes.
They are robbing us.
They're robbing
us.
They
kill us.
Yes.
They have to leave now.
Yes.
We don't want anything from you.
They're robbing us. They're killing us. That's what the Chadian people are saying.
You leave our territory.
See? Leave our territory.
The young man was shot deliberately.
Did I tell you? The young man was shot deliberately. To make an example of him. That's what they're doing. It's all about symbolism. Oh, if I do, I might get shot. Let me keep quiet. They're trying to psychologically depress the people of Chad. But they're not falling for it. Watch.
Are against it. The French took everything from us. We can't even provide for our needs because the French have taken our property.
You see, the French have taken our property. A Chadian man states the French have taken our property. That is what we need to say. That is what you will see as the head of this. A Chadian man says the French have taken our property. Yes. Yes. The French have taken our property. Our property. We want it back. We want it back. Exactly. So let's listen on.
And on top of that, they kill us. Let them.
On top of that, they kill us. This is what I mean. Africans, wake up. They don't have our best interest at heart. We need to wake up on the African continent. We are all we got. As one of my friend would say, we are all we got. Yerima Karama, salute.
Go home. We're sick of them and their colonization.
We are sick of them and their colonization. The French need to go home.
We don't agree anymore. One of our own gets killed. We don't want that anymore. We don't want friends anymore.
See? They don't want France
There is
anymore.
an epidemic of putches.
Now you see what he's saying, this epidemic of putches. Can Macron explain to us why the French are using this currency? Can Macron explain to us why the French are using this currency, the euro, but then they imposed this currency, the CFA on Africans, and then they tell us we're a democracy? It's a joke. It's a joke. It's a joke. He should come and explain that before he start telling us anything about putschis and everything else. France and the colonials must be kicked out of Africa, like they've been saying there. You had the Chadian man say it.
Throughout the Sahel, but based on what? On the weakness of the military systems? On
You see, they're trying to now use propaganda, and we need to confront it. France have been looting. They've imposed a foreign currency that even the French don't use on Africans. That's hypocrisy, sheer injustice. Let us call it out collectively.
insufficient effectiveness, and also on the policy that we must lead and support with the entire region.
You see, they're trying to impose themselves. No. The entire Africa wants colonials gone. You've looted. You heard the Chadian man say it. And they're trying to now, they want to keep their hands in looting our resources on no end. We need to stop it.
We know that Africa are suffering from the West policies.
Locals in Sudan say life without France. This is in Sudan. That was Chad. This is in Sudan. See? Chad, Sudan, Burkina Faso, Mali, Niger, Guinea, Gabon. But Gabon, we will come back and explain that later. But let's listen on.
So what is happening? Really, it is the beginning for the true independence.
Yes, true independence. Africans want to control their own lives, their own destiny. The colonials have put themselves as the lord and masters over Africans on African soil, and that is totally unacceptable.
Keep our resources.
Yes, keep our resources. This is exactly what we've been saying. The message is cutting through. We need to support this kind of message. Every single African on this planet, share this message. Awaken your fellow brothers. Nobody's talking about going to Europe or anywhere else to trouble them. We just want Africans to benefit from their resources first and foremost. Period.
Keep our life and to keep our futures.
You see?
What they are doing right now is liberation.
Locals in Sudan. Exactly. See? That's the message. This is the message that must reverberate across the whole of Africa on a daily basis.
From what's happening all around the world. Because they had enough from the Westerns, they had enough from
Exactly. We've had enough from the Western powers oppressing and suppressing us in our land.
Europe. So I guess it's their time.
It's our time.
To get their independent.
Yes.
The people there feel that their resources are being mobilized and...
Exactly. You see? Monopolized. To suit the French and the other colonial powers, because what France steals, they share among the colonials, the Europeans. That's what is happening.
Utilized by their past colonizers,
Yes.
France particularly.
Yes, not just
And
France alone.
They suffer from the malnutrition,
Yes.
bad living conditions
Exactly.
due to the authorization.
Exactly. So kudos to Philip Scott. That's the guy you saw there. Let me just put that back. I just wanted to just state that because sometimes we do not connect the dots. I'm telling you now, if you're an African and you're still reading the Bible or reading the Quran, you need to wake up because those books are being designed to keep you and your mind occupied while the colonials are looting your resources using economic warfare against you. It's time we woke up, Africans. Let us support the Chadians. The Sudanese are in support of them. And more African people in the current European construct are speaking up. Those structures must come down ultimately. Whatever is going to be built on African soil, as in terms of structures, must be built by Africans. Nobody else. You don't see any African coming to Europe, building and enforcing any structures on them. We must have the same on the African continent. Africans arise. Africans arise. Africans arise. So we support the wholeheartedly the message here. The Chadians, the saying. A Chadian man says the French taking our property and we want it back. You know, they're taking our property and they want it to stop. They want it to stop. So, ladies and gentlemen, you are watching Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. Of course, as ever, we would like you to what? Subscribe to Citizen AY. Go ahead. Subscribe to Citizen AY. Hit the notification button. Give us a thumbs up. What we try and do on this platform is I'm from currently my heritage is in Yoruba land, which is in Nigeria, and I cover a lot of news in terms of Nigeria and talk about that. But increasingly, I'm realizing that there is a connection between what is happening in Nigeria and the rest of Africa, and we're all facing the same problems. Hence why it is important that as Africans, we support each other. If you're watching from any other part of Africa and you haven't subscribed to Citizen AY, help me share this message. The messages we'll be doing, we're covering every country in Africa that is beginning to rise up against the imperialism and colonialism in Africa. We need to make that message go deeper into Africa so that we can free ourselves. We no longer want to be controlled or ruled by those who are oppressing and suppressing us in our own land. Enough is enough. Please subscribe to Citizen AY, hit the notification button, and of course, give us thumbs up. I'll be back later on. Let me just check one or two things. 1 second, please. So, you heard what they've been saying there, both from Chad and, of course, in Sudan. Africans are rising. We are waking up. We must continue to rise. Africa, arise. Africa, arise. Africa, arise. Ashe, ashe, ashe. The time is now. We are only standing up for the coming generation. Let us work together. The oppression of Africa by colonials has gone on long enough. It's time we stood together collectively as one, ensure that we no longer allow economic warfare, religious warfare, mental destabilization. All of those things they've been doing has to be banished from our land. Please, I urge you, pray in your own time, whatever religion you're studying, but do not allow that religion to be used to loot, because those who are coming to loot, they don't care about the religion. They only want your resources. And they're using the cover of democracy to impose on you, to impose on Africa, puppets that they can then use to loot our resources. Ladies and gentlemen, you are watching Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. Please subscribe, hit the notification button, give us a thumbs up. What are your thoughts on this? Do you agree with the Chadians that yes, the French must be kicked out because they've been killing us for too long? We have had enough. Do you agree? Leave a comment. Let's hear from you. Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. I'll back later on. Thank you very much. Please share, subscribe, hit the notification button, and give us the thumbs up. Thank you, and bye for now.